Hi Taurus, welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to delve further into new love with your soulmate by taking a look at another spread, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. One more time. Okay. Okay, Taurus. Overall energy for this week's reading. Woo, we starting off already. Seven of Swords. This talks about lies. It can talk about cheating. It can talk about, just all manner of just fucked up shit. Deception, right? It can be deception, somebody deceiving you. It can also be you deceiving yourself as well. Underneath this is the Three of Cups, okay? This is talking about union. It's a soulmate card. It can speak of friendship, celebration. Underneath this is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is talking about a past life connection. You know this. We tell you this every week, that your soulmate and you have had many past lives together. This can also, it's a soulmate card as well. And it can also just talk about, nostalgia, thinking about the past, okay? Thinking about past relationships, okay? Because look at all these cups lined up here. My attention is being drawn to these cups, like, lined up, like you looking at all your past relationships lined up and taking a look and figuring out what the patterns are and things like that and learning from them, okay? Underneath this is the Tower, Scorpio energy. This can talk about your foundation being blown up, literally, right? So that you can build a new one in the proper manner. And this is about you standing your ground, knowing your worth, not being afraid to set your boundaries. Okay, that's what's gonna cause this fucking Tower moment, because some of you need to fix your boundaries. You cannot be afraid to let people know how far they can go. Okay, because if they got a problem with it, you need to. It's better you know that now than 5-10 years down the motherfucking line. Okay, all right. Then we got the Strength card showing up here. This is Leo energy. This is about you believing in yourself, building up your courage, building up your inner strength, because it's going to take strength to be in a relationship. I don't care if it's healthy or not. It still takes strength. It's a risk, and you learn a lot about yourself. It is about you being your best self and your person being their best self, so you can have the best relationship you can have. Because I remember I watched this thing, and it talked about, it was like marriage, and it was like different couples, right? Different African American couples. Some had been, were newlyweds and had been married a year, on up till like 15, 16, 20 years, 20, 30 years. And they were talking about how one of the ladies said that was married, she said the one thing she'd learned about being in a marriage is that the marriage is only as strong as the two separate people, and that the more she worked on herself, the better the marriage became. Okay, so that's what this is about. This is about you showing up the right way, your person showing up the right way, so that you can show up for each other together. Okay, all right, so we're going to start by clarifying the Seven of Swords. Okay, so we've got confusion, emotions, unclear. Let me pull another card. So you may be confused. That's what you may be confused about. Oh Lord. We got, okay, let me say this before we start talking about this card. You may be confused about certain things. There may be certain things that happened to you in the past that you have not reconciled, okay? Reconciled with. And this can also talk about like red flags, like things about yourself that you may be refusing to see. Certain deceptions, like maybe, when you're in a relationship with somebody, you turn a blind eye to certain behaviors. Like that could be what it's about, because that's what's coming to mind is what I just said. So it could be, stuff like this. You don't deserve this, Taurus. You don't deserve for nobody to treat you like this. If this is not what you want, okay? If this is not some type of agreement, or y'all have an open relationship or something like this, you don't deserve that, okay? And it's about you standing in your power and knowing your worth to the point that you're not afraid to be alone rather than be with the wrong person, okay? Because that's what this is about. Once you are able to do that, to stand by yourself, you're not afraid to be alone, nobody can control you, because they know that if you know, they don't fucking dance to the beat, you'll be gone. You'll be a motherfucking savage. Nobody can touch you. Be goddamn invincible. Because can't nobody motherfucker manipulate you. They can't control you. They can't tell you, you know, all this crazy shit to try to manipulate you and make you feel a certain way. Because you'll be like, okay, if you can't, you know, because I'm talking about reasonable boundaries. I'm not talking about no crazy stuff. But I feel like, you know, if you have reasonable boundaries and you around people that don't want to fucking respect them, Houston, we have a problem, okay? And so until you learn how to assert yourself, okay? Like I say, you always have to pick your battles, but not when it comes to people stepping on your toes. Because if you know, if, like, for instance, somebody is, let's say somebody's lying. If somebody's lying to you, Taurus, right? I don't know about you, but that's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like no shit like that. Because you see how I am on this channel, right? I tell you the motherfucking truth, even if it fucking hurts. I'm going to tell you the goddamn truth. Because I would rather do that than to candy coat or sugar coat some shit, make you believe something that ain't really what's going on. I'm not helping you by doing that, you know? I'm not trying to hurt your feelings by telling you the truth. But I'm trying to, you know, get you past shit like this. Because like I said, I don't believe in no shit like that. I feel like even if you want to be with other people, I feel like this. What is wrong with coming to somebody and being honest about it? Because I would have more respect for you that you came to me and was honest about it, even if we couldn't come to an agreement about it. Because there are people out there that don't give a fuck. If you wanna be with them and then go out there and be with other people, it's people that are like that. And I'm not judging anybody or saying anything like that. What I'm saying, the problem is, and I've told y'all this before, many times before. The problem is when you trying to fucking pull the wool over somebody's eyes, like you think they ain't ever gonna fucking find out, like you some type of fucking magician or something with a rabbit in a hat. I just don't get that, you know, because this is the thing. When I watch shit on TV, like shows, TV shows, movies, and things like that, and motherfuckers start lying, I'm like, why are you even wasting your time with the lies? Because some kind of way, whatever's in the dark is always going to come to light. And then you end up wasting your time, wasting this other person's time, all the people that are involved. You wasting everybody's fucking time when you could just come out, be motherfucking honest, and let's move on. Because like I said, even if y'all can't come to Jesus about it and you can't come to agreement about it, at least you can say the motherfucker told you the truth. At least you can say they told you the truth. And at least you could trust them because they fucking told you the damn truth, right? Instead of just going out there and not giving a fuck about your health and not giving a fuck about theirs and not giving a fuck about other people's feelings. Just thinking about what they fucking want. You see what I'm saying? This is the things, these are the things I'm talking about, you know? Even if you don't agree with somebody going out like that, it's just the fact that you're surrounding yourself with people who are honest. That's what it is at the end of the day. So I'm saying all of this to say, the honesty starts with you, Taurus. What is it that you're not being honest about? Okay. This could very well just be talking about the people you've dealt with in the past and them not being honest. But a lot of times, you know, we lie to ourselves about certain things. You know, when I talk about them rose-colored glasses, we put them glasses on and we be in love. And do you notice that? Like, let me give you an example. Somebody close to me recently got a divorce, right? I'm not going to say who for the sake of, you know, because, you know, keeping their, because this is their business, not mine. So they got a divorce and all of a sudden, everybody is telling them that they never liked the person that they were with. And, and the person is like, you know, I didn't know. You know, so many people dislike this person or whatever. And I was just like, you know, that's just how it be sometimes. It's because it's out of respect and out of love for that person. You want to not, especially when it gets to the point of marriage. You want to not be the one that step on that person's toes or whatever. But see, the way I look at it is that maybe if somebody had said certain things, maybe the situation would have turned out differently. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of times, you know, people don't say anything because it's about don't kill the messenger. Because, like, for instance, let's use this example. There was somebody that I know that saw somebody else that I know, their husband, out in the street with another woman, right? And so they happened to tell me about it. People be telling me all kind of shit. They happened to tell me about it, right? And then they said, do you think that I would tell such and such about this? And I was like, no. I said, because if it was me, I wouldn't either. I said, because the type of person that we was talking about was somebody that does that would kill the messenger and then want to eat 10 yards of the person who cheating on them shit. Which makes no motherfucking sense. But you know, some people are like that, you know, and then when some people are in love, you cannot tell them anything. That's why I feel like a lot of people are quiet too, because they insert themselves into the situation and then they end up messing up the relationship with that person, okay? Even though they trying to do a good deed, right? They end up messing up that relationship with that person, and then you know what's gonna happen in the end anyway. It's still gonna be the same fallout. Only the person gonna be mad at them because they told them the damn truth. I know it's a sticky situation, but at the end of the day, I'm saying all this to say sometimes it's just I feel like this. If you meant to be in that friendship, that whatever type of relationship it is, I feel like it should be able to survive. It should be able to survive anything. Because I'm going to tell you like this. If you see me or mine out in the street with somebody, come fucking tell me. Okay, don't look. I ain't going to kill the messenger. Why I'm going to kill the messenger? You trying to help me out. See, I look at it differently. I don't look at it like that. Because I don't want to be looking like no fool out in the streets. So if you see, you let me motherfucker know. Cause trust me, if I knew you and I saw it, I would be letting you know. But this particular person we was talking about, where I told you they seen the other person seen they person out in the street. It was somebody that I never would even be friends with anyway. If we wasn't related. Let me say it like that. Okay. So I'm saying all this to say, truth and honesty. Let me tell you this. Anything you want in a relationship, Taurus, any way you want to be treated, anything you want to experience, you have to be that. You have to identify it as that, because that's the only way it can be mirrored back to you. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Okay? So when this type of shit goes down, I keep telling you, it's something here. Even if the other person doing it, it's something here. Some belief or some kind of way your subconscious mind is trying to protect you. Okay? And this is the way it's coming out. Okay? All right. So that's why I feel like the confusion, the emotions, the unclear, all this stuff, that's why it's coming up. Because, you know, and then this type of thing, it's very insidious, because what it does is it not only it fucks with your ability to trust people, you know, especially when somebody else lying to you. It fucks with your ability to trust people, and you like, God dang, can I just have any type of a relationship, no matter what it is, family, friends, whatever, where motherfuckers can just be truthful, you know? Be truthful, but you have to remember, truth is a double-edged sword, and sometimes we be saying we want to hear the truth, and then when we hear the damn truth, it's a fucking problem. So you gotta remember, when somebody coming to tell you to give you that truth, don't kill the messenger. Okay? So we got once a cheater here. It says history has a habit of repeating itself when accountability is missing. Cheating isn't just a mistake, it's a pattern until it's healed. So what Spirit is trying to tell you is that if this is what you've been experiencing in the past, when you line up all them, where's it at? When you line up all these relationships we were just talking about, and you taking stock and you looking for the patterns, if this happened in more than one of them, it's a pattern that has to be healed. It's something that happened in your mind, something, either it could be something you grew up seeing, it could be something where somebody did it to you, and it traumatized you, and from then on you had some type of belief that made it keep happening over and over and over again. Because this is what people don't understand. I'm not saying you consciously wanting this to happen. I'm saying it's something going on subconsciously. And I told you, when the subconscious get to working and it ain't working for you, it thinks it's working for you, but it's not. It's just on autopilot, and things are just going. That's why you got to check your thoughts. You got to always have some type of mental diet going on. You must always have some form of healing that you do on a regular basis. Like I say, it don't have to be all day, every day. It don't have to be hours and hours and hours. Okay? But like for instance, let me give you an example. Like I tell you, I meditate. I make sure I keep my chakras balanced. Okay? I script, I do things like that, right? I do these things every day. I do them every single day. All right. And what people don't understand about having a routine like that is that it's not for when, even though you do it every day, it's not for when things are good. It's for when things get like this. Okay. Because you're going to like you're on autopilot with the negative thoughts and the limiting beliefs, because you hadn't dealt with them. If you have a routine that you go through every day, and this type of shit happens, you're going to automatically go towards that routine, and it's going to help you through whatever's going on. The meditation is going to help you. You know, you're going to be able to journal about it. If you journaling or scripting, you're going to be able to, you know, keeping your chakras balanced, you know, is going to help you work through the situation. Okay? This is what I'm telling you. Things like that, and self-love. I tell you, self-love, that's one thing I do every day. I do that if I don't do nothing else. I do that. And the self-love is what's going to help you know that no matter what happens in this life, you're going to be okay. Okay? That's the reason for all these things. When you hear people talking about they do this and they do this and they do that, it is so that when the fucking fallout happens, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because I tell you, life ain't nothing but peaks and valleys, right? So when you get in that damn valley, you know exactly what you need to do to get yourself back up to the peak. Okay? All right. Okay, so let me pull some cards for your person. I'm like, oh God, we 17 minutes in, and I ain't even went to the first card. We still on the other thing. So we got two cards that fell for your person. We have bound showing up here, and we've got contemplation. So this person may have felt trapped in this last connection that they were in with this person. Because like I remember, we talk about this all the time. There's hurt, trauma, and, you know, abuse on both sides. Y'all have both experienced it, right? So they could still be trying to work this out. Because remember, I tell you, healing is not a straight line. I just talked to Aries about this. You know, it's like, you know, 10 steps forward, you know, 50 steps back, that type of thing. You go back for. It's like grief. It's the same thing. Those of you who have lost people, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? It's like in the beginning, that's all you see is the hurt and the pain, and you upset all the time and stuff like that, right? Anything reminds you of the person. You may smell something that reminds you of it. You may see their picture. It could be any little thing that messes you up, right? Then it kind of feels like it starts to abate a little bit, right? As time goes on, right? And then you'll have those crying jags or those times where you're upset, but they become fewer and farther in between, right? But then let's say a couple of years may pass or something may pass. And then all of a sudden you see something, somebody says something happens, and it's like you all the way back to where it was in the beginning. It may not be as devastating as it was before, but it still hurts all the same. Okay? So that's what we're talking about. When you're healing, that's just how it is, and you just have to keep pushing through. It's how bad do you want it? Okay? So I feel like, you know, that's what this person is doing. They realize they've got some things that they have to, to sew up. They got to get it together. They got baggage they got to unpack. They have lessons that have to be learned, and they got to purge certain things. And I feel like that's what they're doing at this time. Okay. All right. Let me get one more card. Oh, well, we got two. So we got the fantasy card. So this person daydreams about you. They're imagining about you. They fantasize about you. And they're wanting a new beginning, right? They want to try again. They want to move off in a new direction. And they want to start over, all right? Because they realize that you're the one they want to be with. Okay, so the first placement, finally, that we got, that we have here today is Soul Split. It says, how does this person indicate that they're an extension of you? So we got the 10 of Pentacles showing up here. Like I said, this person wants to have, you know, like I told you, the whole 9 yards, family, love, legacy, the whole 9, you know, everything, the whole enchilada is what this card is telling me. It's not just love. They want to, like, be with you, and the both of you completely transform your worlds together. Okay, for some of you, this could, I told you, could talk about the two of you starting a business. This is going to be a very lucrative, you know, just a very love-filled, lucrative relationship. Okay, let's clarify. Okay, so yeah, this person has regrets just like everybody else does. You know, it's that thing where you be like, oh, how could I be so stupid? Why didn't I see the red flags? You know, I'm always, you know, getting treated like this or treated like that or whatever. This person goes through it just like everybody else, but they are working on stepping into their, you know, divine feminine or divine masculine energy. Okay, if they're not already there. Okay, then we have the Pride card. It says, arrogance, ego, stubbornness. Okay, and I feel like they're trying to overcome these things. All right, because you know you get like that when you've been hurt by somebody. You like, oh well, you know, nobody's gonna do me like that anymore because, you know, I got it, this and this and that, and you hide behind certain facades. I feel like that's what this is about. Okay, all right, so let me pull some cards for you. Okay, look, y'all are you're mirroring each other. You're both fantasizing about each other. Okay. Then we've got the abusive drunken love card. This card came up for Aries as well. Whatever this is, I don't know. You know, everybody has different ways they numb themselves. I don't care what nobody say. You can say it's an addiction or say that it's not an addiction. Everybody has their thing. Like I told you, it could be shopping, could be watching TV. It could be going too much, you know, too much working out at the gym. It could be, you know, it could be anything. Eating. Everybody's got their way. Doesn't have to be a drug, okay? But when you go through traumatic experiences, a lot of times we're not taught how to deal with shit like this. So we watch people around us. We learn from the things that we see, or there just could be something that brings you comfort, right? There could just be something that you know that brings you comfort and you use that. But the problem becomes when you're using it all the time when something's bad. Okay, so if you don't want something to turn into an addiction, the best thing for you to do is to not use it when things are bad. It's for you to deal with whatever the problem is, whatever it is you're trying to suppress, and then go do the thing, whatever it is you like to do. Okay, all right. Okay. Then we've got cosmic connection showing up here. It says this connection transcends time, space, and logic. You've met in other lifetimes and in other dimensions. Okay. All right. So like I said, this relationship, I tell you, it's going to be, like I said, a holy grail. This is going to be unlike anything you've ever experienced before. So you got to show up differently. I'm telling you, just like I told Aries. Okay. You can't be old Taurus and experience this type of relationship, because old Taurus don't identify like that. Okay. You got to be new Taurus that has, you know, new identity. You got to have a new identity. Like I was explaining it to Aries with this channel. The first time I did it, I started to take off. It was good. And then all of a sudden, I wasn't ready. I had the limited beliefs. I had negative stuff. I had shit I had to deal with. Okay. So I ended up getting to 13,000 subscribers, and then that was it. It was like I couldn't go no further. It was like no matter what I did, I could not break past that fucking number, right? So I ended up actually having to go back out and work. And let me tell you, that is a mind fuck to be doing something you love to do, doing what you know you're supposed to be, you supposed to be doing what you know you love, right? And you know you are talented at. And then to have it blow up in your face and have to go back to some shit you hate, a soul-sucking job. Oh my God. Those of you who've been through that, you know what I'm talking about. It does something to you. It's a trauma in itself. So when I came back to this, I had to deal not only with the shit from the first time that I didn't deal with that caused me to hit that 13,000 subscribers ceiling. I also had to deal with the trauma that happened as a, you know, from the fallout from what happened when I had to let it go, right? Because I got all kinds of burnout. Because I just was trying. But like I keep trying to tell y'all, it's not the actions you take. It is who you're being. And once you become the person who is, you know, deserving and that deserves and desires this and knows that they're the type of person that's supposed to have that, everything else will line up, okay? But it has to start with this. It has to start with what you believe first. Because that's what the problem is. A lot of people be talking about, oh, manifestation don't work. It's not this. It's because you trying to fix some shit from the outside and you can't do that. You have to do it from the inside, okay? Because you see now, right? I'm at over 23,000 subscribers now. And it was because I fixed my shit. I fixed it. I know what I had to do. And then once I did that, I blew right past it like it was nothing, okay? But I had to have that come to Jesus moment. I had to heal my fucking shit. I had to not be scared because I'm telling you, you know this. Those of you who have had bad experiences in love or whatever area of your life that you've had them, okay? Once you've experienced that type of thing, especially if it's happened more than one time, it is so difficult to sometimes get back on that fucking horse after you done you fallen off because you scared the whole time that it's going to happen again. But like I said, that's where the healing comes in, because the more you heal, the more you start to believe in yourself, and the better you get, until after a while it'll just be like riding a bike. You just get back up on the horse and it is what it is. Okay, you learn, you took the lessons from what happened, you realize it happened for a reason, and then you just move on. Okay, all right, let's move forward. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is soul complement. It says, how does this person amplify Taurus or show Taurus how to be better? Okay, so we have two cards that fell. We got three cards: the Lovers, Gemini energy, Ace of Pentacles, and then we've got the Moon, Cancer and Pisces energy. So this is about, you know, honesty, because the Moon can be about secrets, you know, like a lot of hidden things, ulterior motives, hidden agendas. And I feel like this person is going to help you shine a light on those things. They want you to come forward and be totally honest with them, okay? They want to be able to, like I told you, be naked with you, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. They want you to choose, they want you to choose, that's confirmation bird. They want you to choose them with the Lovers card, okay? Gemini energy, because Lovers used to be the choice. So again, this is about vibing on all those levels we just talked about, right? And then we've got the Ace of Pentacles here, right? So this is about this person and you both learning together, I feel like, how to build a healthy relationship that is long-term, stable, committed, grounded, all the beautiful, wonderful things that you want. That's going to give you safety, security, you know, emotional comfortability, all of those things. That's going to be your safe space to land, okay? All right, let's clarify. Excuse me. Okay, so your person has been abandoned in situations just like you have, okay? They realize you are their divine feminine, okay, with this card. Okay, and this is them, you know, admiring your beauty, okay? They feel like you're charming, graceful, kind-hearted, or handsome. Handsome, charming, graceful, and kind-hearted, okay? All right, let's pull some cards for you. is what y'all have been through. So for you, you've been through the backstabbing and the scorned ex-lover. We know who this is, right? So we're going to throw it over here to the side. Okay, let's get some other cards. Okay, your twin is still loving you. And look, it's in the next lifetime. But I know some of y'all, because I'm like, hell, not even the next lifetime or the next. I be like, look, I ain't mad at you, boo, but I'm good. I don't even want you then. Okay. Always sneaking around lying about things. Okay, so we're going to throw that over there. See, they trying their best because I keep telling you, especially with you, I know your twin is scared because you always, I tell y'all that. You know what I'm going to call you? Hooches of the Zodiac, right? I lovingly call y'all that because y'all always have lots and lots of suitors. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. The only issue is you got to make sure you're using your discernment because not everybody has positive motives. Some people have ulterior motives. They got things that they want. And you know, some people will try to make you believe that they want the same thing that you want when they don't, you know, that's not the case at all. Okay. So we've got planning romantic dates. You and your person are going to be doing this. And then you are going to be working on your self-insecurities. If you're not already doing this, this is what Spirit is recommending that you do. Okay. All right. So like I say, so you don't get caught with your pants down. Literally or figuratively when this person comes in. All right. So we have platonic passion showing up here. It says you didn't see it coming, but your heart is waking up to something deeper. The line between friend and lover is starting to get blurry. So that's what I feel like. You know, it's going to start out as a friendship and then slowly morph into, you know, this lover, you know, what is it? Homie, lover, friend. It'll be a homie, lover, friend, that type of thing. So like I said, and I feel like it needs to be slow because you just got to be able to relax because we are like so like this about this person. And I get it. You excited. You want to be with them. You tired of going through the fucked up shit and stuff like that. But good things come to those who wait. You just have to take your time because that fast shit don't do nothing but derail connections. Okay. So it's just best for you to just let this play out. Have patience, focus on yourself, live your life, and just let this play out the way that it is because you can't control it anyway. I know because I tried. you can't control it. And I'm telling you, Spirit is literally be telling me, leave it alone. So, you know, I'm telling you from experience. Like I told you, if I'm telling you, it's because I've experienced it in some form or fashion. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Okay, so the next placement we're going to look at talks about what's the lesson. What is it you haven't learned so far? Okay, so we've got the Nine of Swords, okay, and we have the Three of Wands. Okay, so this is pretty literal. Spirit is saying you have not learned to stop worrying, to trust in spirit, to trust your spiritual team, the people that are around you, okay? Because I feel like I feel like it takes a special type of being to be somebody's guide. Because when I think about it, when I put myself in the place of them and I be thinking about me, I'd be screaming at me, stop it, stop doing that. Why you want to do that or whatever? Because remember, Spirit can see all of the board. We can only see whatever square we're currently in, right? But Spirit can see the whole fucking board, right? And so they're telling us every week what is supposed to happen. And with me, they tell me, you know, almost on a daily basis, like several times a week, what is going on. And they're like, okay, we told you, so now you need to fucking leave it alone, right? But, you know, we want to be stubborn. We want to be pig-headed. We want to try to take the wheel because we know. But I keep telling y'all, I'm going to tell you just like I told Aries, your picker is fucked up. Just like my picker is fucked up. All 12 signs. If you resonate with these reads, your picker is fucked up. And there's a reason why Spirit is taking the wheel. Because you got to heal from the shit you've been through. And you have to realize that there are certain qualities that we need to be looking at. And not just looking at the fact that it's somebody, you know, that we're dealing with. Because I really think we believe we be knowing who we should be with or whatever. And sometimes I feel like it's a situation where the person pulled the wool over your eyes, but sometimes it's some shit we fucking ignoring, and that's why this Seven of Swords is showing up. It's not just the other person, it's some things that we're not looking at either. Okay, all right. Then we got the Three of Wands showing up here. This is about patience, waiting for your ships to come in. Because look at you. Look at you, Taurus. Look at you. Look at you. Bored out of your damn skull. You like, where's my person? You know how little kids be like that. That is what I get from this card, okay? You are like done. You are like messing around with all this stuff. You like, okay, I'm done messing with this stuff. Where's my person? What is it? What was that I used to watch? And they was like, oh, it was Sex in the City, and the girl Charlotte, when she was like, I'm tired, where is he? Or whatever, talking about her man. She's looking for the love of her life, and she's screaming in New York City, where is he? And I was like, look, this is what I'm talking about, man. Look, men, just say it's a male there screaming it, okay? So it's just like, excuse me, hold on, I gotta sneeze. Okay, it won't come. So this is just about having patience. Spirit is saying this, you have not learned to have patience, and you have not learned to trust and to stop worrying. This is about control. A lot of us have control issues, and we just got to put the damn gun down, put all the shit down, and just chill out, okay? That's why I tell you about the meditation and the journaling and all this kind of stuff. It will help you. The meditation for real will help you. Like when you get real antsy and you just want to scream like Charlotte in New York, where your person at, the meditation will help calm you down, okay? All right, let's clarify. Because Spirit has told you over and over again, Taurus. I got to sneeze and it won't come. Okay, Taurus, Spirit has told you over and over again with this, look, the answer is yes. The person is coming. Look at what the person is doing. They proposing, right? So they're wanting you to trust them and to have patience that this is all going to work out the way. But see, we want to know how. We want to know when. We want to know why. We want to know all these things. And you can't know everything. You can't know every single thing. So we have emotional storm. It says turmoil, unstable, affected. Okay, you just all upset, and I feel like your person is too. Your person want to come together too, but they know that certain things have to occur before that happens. Again, they're admiring your beauty. I'll get one more card. Okay, because look, they're telling you again. They just showed you the soulmate card. They said the answer is yes. It says aligned future. It says the connection feels solid because you're both facing the same direction. This is a partnership with purpose, okay? Okay. The next placement we're going to look at talks about what is the blessing. It says, what has Taurus missed so far while focusing on the negatives or the worry or the doubt? Okay. So we got the Queen of Swords, air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And we've got the Sun, look, Leo energy. So Spirit is telling you, you are missing, with this Queen of Swords energy, you're missing some emotions that you're suppressing because you're so focused on this other person that some of y'all are not, focusing on self-care and making sure you digging out some of that shit. You need, like I said, you need to go through all that shit with these past people with a fine-tooth comb and try to get rid of as much shit as you possibly can. Because the less triggers you have, the less of an issue you're going to have when you come together with this new person, okay? Then we got the Sun card showing up here. Spirit is telling you you're missing out on all the fun things about being alive with the Sun card. This is, again, talking about, it's soulmate energy. But it's also talking about the fact that life is happy, whether, can be happy whether you in a relationship with somebody or not, okay? It's like we've all started to hang our hopes on whether or not we in this relationship with this person, and that's not healthy. This is about, that's why Spirit is making sure you do all these things, right? Dot all your I's and cross all your T's, because this is about you knowing before you go into this connection that you're going to be okay, whether you with this person or you're not. Okay? All right. Let's clarify. Okay, so your person is going through a period of reinvention. Okay? They are keeping, you know, their vibration as stable as possible. I feel like they're cleaning their vibration out as well of, you know, of things that are, like I said, that no longer serve them. They're purging. Okay? Then we've got the distance card showing up here. It says separation, space, blockage. So while you're at a distance from this person, this is not a punishment. It is a tool. It is something to help you. Because some of y'all, if y'all came straight out of that shit with that last person and you wouldn't even, the person, this soulmate could be looking you right in the face, telling you, I'm the one, baby, I love you, this and this and that or whatever. And you probably walk right on past them. Okay? This requires preparation. Like I told you, you have to identify differently. You can't be old Taurus and be with the soulmate. You got to be new Taurus. New Taurus gotta know that you are stepping into a healthy relationship. Because I tell y'all, a lot of us don't even know the definition of a healthy relationship. All the things that are supposed to happen. Because like I told you, you're not supposed to be in no connection with nobody where they telling you needy because you asking to have your rudimentary needs met. Not no high shit. Your basic needs met, and they don't want to do it, or they can't do it, or whatever, you know. So the fact that somebody's trying to make you feel bad because they fall short, that's bad business there. Bad business all day long. Okay? All right. Yeah, see, that's what I was telling you. Hold on. Oh, Lord. They in their feelings and they want forgiveness. So we're going to throw this over here. And they still wearing that fucking mask. Okay? You know what, too? I feel like this false persona card has to do with you, Taurus. I feel like what we just talked about. You can't be yourself. You've never been able to truly just fucking relax. I feel like that's why that Nine of Swords is showing up. That you worried all the time that the fucking other shoe is going to fucking drop. You can't relax in a relationship because you with people that don't allow that. The vibe, the energetic vibe they put off is of something where they could be gone any minute. That's what I feel like. I feel like that's one of the reasons why that showed up. Yeah, I'm pulling up. Oh Lord, hold on. Red lipstick finding evidence. You know who that is. So this is going to be about you and this new person gradually working on bettering your connection. Like I said, slowly. Like they say, slow and steady wins the race. Like a tortoise, not the hare, the tortoise. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And this is about walking away. Okay. From things that no longer serve you. Don't matter. Cause like I was talking to, I think it was Aries I was talking about. Talking about this too. Sometimes people will use material things to try to cloud your judgment, like to hide their true intentions from you, right? They'll like how a magician, they say the way it works is they have you look in this direction, but the shit that's really going on is over here. I feel like that's what this is, this was about. Like you using that discernment, being able to see through this shit and be like, it don't matter how many motherfucking rings you give me. You could put rings on every damn finger. If I don't feel like I'm getting what I deserve, like for instance, like that last example, right? Where I told you somebody is telling you they can't meet your basic needs, right? But they want to give you a whole bunch of shit trying to get you to stay there. It don't matter. You can have rings on all your fingers and all your fucking toes, Taurus, and you still not gonna feel fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, people, like I said, I'm sure everybody like to have nice things. But at the end of the day, if you're not feeling emotionally, mentally, physically fulfilled like that, don't none of that shit mean nothing. It don't mean nothing at the end of the day, okay? Because it's about the fulfillment. Like I told you, starts from the inside. The outside shit really don't matter. It's like the icing on the cake or the cherry on top. The whole sundae, the whole actual cake is the inside stuff, right? Okay, then we got divine timing. It says, things may feel slow or uncertain, but the universe is right on time. Love is unfolding exactly when it's meant to. So the Spirit is telling you right here, you ain't got no say in this, okay? They telling every sign this. They ain't just telling Taurus. They tell me this every day. You have no say when this happens. And I know y'all don't like to hear it. I don't like to hear it either. But it is what it is, okay? All right. Let's move on. Okay, next placement we're going to talk about, next question is, what can you learn, Taurus, that's going to help you maintain this connection in a healthy manner, okay? Let's see. Okay, so we got the Two of Swords, and we have the King of Pentacles, Earth sign, or someone with a lot of Earth in their chart, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. With the Two of Swords, this is about you learning how to take your head out of the sand. Remember I told you, no more self-sabotage, no more deception, right? Being honest about what is really going on, realizing that sometimes people try to fool you with material things because they got some shit going on over here while they want you to look at that ring over there, right? So with this Two of Swords, it is talking about taking your head out of the sand, not being that ostrich, you know, making the decisions you need to make, right? Taking the blindfold off. And looking at what, you know, seeing what the secrets are, because we got the moon here, and whenever the moon is in a card, it's talking about some hidden shit, okay? So this is about you being honest with yourself and with the entire situation, and either shitting or getting off the pot with the Two of Swords, okay? And then with the King of Pentacles, this is about understanding, okay? Understanding healthy relationships. The fact that, you know, you're supposed to feel safe. You're supposed to feel stable. You're supposed to feel grounded. You're supposed to you know, to feel that emotional comfortability. You're supposed to feel all of those things. And if you're not getting that, and you talking to your person about it, and you still not getting that, and or they trying to compensate, you know, like how you hear kids say, like, or adults that when they were kids, they'll say like their parent was like a doctor or a lawyer or some shit like that, and how they always was gone, but they had everything. They had every fucking material thing there was, but all they wanted was their parents' time. They didn't get, you know, or you'll hear people say, I was estranged from my child, and I wanted to come back to my children, but I was worried about what they would think. I'm like, no, kids don't give a fuck about that. They just want you to be there. It ain't got to be perfect. It ain't got to be on time. It ain't got to be none of that. They just want you there. They did, because that quality time is one of the ways you show them that you care. Okay? So we talking about that type of stuff. Okay? We're talking about those things, about you looking at all of that type of stuff. Like, that's why I tell you to make those lists, because those lists, you getting into your mind and realizing, because some of us are have been in relationships and we didn't even know exactly what it was we wanted until it was too damn late, right? So sometimes you can't even ask for nothing if you don't know what the fuck it is you want, right? So how you supposed to know if you don't make the list? If you don't sit down and think about it, if you don't go back to those relationships and think about what happened from my standpoint, what was it that happened in those relationships where I felt like I was lacking, right? And then where did I fall short in my part in the relationship? What did I do that helped it meet its demise? Those are the things you got to ask, the hard fucking questions, okay? It's about looking I hear Michael Jackson in my head, man in the mirror. It's about looking in the mirror, okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay, so we've got material world. So your person could be, focusing on their money, focusing on their coin. It could be that they could be trying to multiply their money because they're knowing they want to come together with you and have that 10 of Pentacles, right? With the money, the family, the love, the legacy, all of those things. And they're trying to help to create a stable foundation for the two of you to come together, okay? Then we have the surrender card showing up here. This person realizes they got to surrender. That spirit is driving the bus. Jesus is taking the wheel. And they realize that ain't nothing they can do. Ain't nothing they can do. Like I said, I know it's a helpless fucking feeling, but sometimes you just gotta let it go, okay? And this person realizes that, and that's what they're doing, okay? They're focusing on their money while they're surrendering, okay? Because they know that you are their divine counterpart, okay? All right, so let's pull some stuff for you. Okay, so we've got, oh Lord, roller coaster lover, you know who that is. Distant, going separate ways, we know that, okay? Masculine involving, that's them too. Because I'm like, too little too late, buddy. Too little too late. Or buddy or ma'am, too little too late. So you're going to have interfering temptations, people trying to, you know, hone in on your shit because you done finally found the type of relationship you want to have. And you know how it is. It's like motherfuckers have like a happiness fucking alarm. And when they like, uh-oh, Taurus is happy. I gotta go try to fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? It sounds fucked up that I have to say that, but I honestly feel like that it's people that when you by yourself, they don't give a fuck about what's going on, right? But the minute you find some good shit, right? It's like you digging in the ground and you find a piece of gold. It's like they can fucking smell it or they can see it or they can sense it or whatever. They're like, oh, they found some shit. Let me come get it. I don't know what that is. But then we got the Two of Cups showing up here. So this is talking about both you and this person, you know, having a strong connection and a mutual attraction with the Two of Cups, okay? All right, let's clarify. Like I said, you better get ready. Where I told you, new levels, new devils, right? New levels, new devils. Like I said, don't think you finna ride over to the fucking sunset. And that's gonna be the end of the movie. The credits gonna roll. Ain't that, look, this ain't that type of life, Taurus. You know that. You know. If you didn't know before, you know by now that you don't have an ordinary life, right? We don't have no fucking, no easy fucking life where it's just gonna be all rainbows and puppy dogs and this and this and that. Like I ain't saying we ain't gonna have good periods of life, but them peaks gonna be peaking and them damn valleys gonna be valleying. Okay, so now we got the Russian things card. Okay, we just talked about this, right? It says rushing through the romance, hit pause and let things simmer. Good things take time, and so does lasting love. Okay, you don't build. What they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. Just like you can't build Rome in a day, you cannot build a relationship with a life partner in one fucking day. You can't force it. You can't rush it. It has to come together when it has to come to. You both have to align, and you gotta just tiptoe, baby, step it on down the thing, because I'm telling you, you both been through the traumatic experiences. You want to take baby steps because you don't know what, your person don't know what your triggers are. You don't know what your person's triggers are. And it's like you have to learn each other, okay? Because that's the thing. When you go fast like that, people get to feeling a certain way. Nobody's talking about anything. And then the next thing you know, everything just blows up, right? It explodes. So you just have to say, and I get you excited. I get, some of you, this the person you've been waiting for all your life, and you just like, oh my God, where they at? This and that, let's sing and all this shit. I get it, boo. But Spirit is like, go live your life. And when it's time, we'll let you know. Okay? All right. So now we're going to move on to the last placement. It says, let me see. What's heartwarming? What does Taurus need to know for the future? What positives will this person bring into Taurus's life? Okay, let's see. All right, so we've got the High Priestess. This is Pisces energy, and we have the Parish card. Okay, so this is Scorpio energy. It is talking about, transformation, right? The endings. This is what I feel like Spirit is saying. You need, you got to understand that there had to be an ending. Everything had to burn down, right? Everything had to burn to the ground. The tower had to fall in order for you to have this brand new beginning, in order for things to be transformed, okay? Because you know how they do, the farmers do when they burn the fields or whatever, in order to start over and have is it the fields or the grass or something like that, in order to have new growth, to get rid of all the old stuff and have the new thing sprout up. Is the same type of thing, okay? Then we got the high priestess here, which is can talk about, secrets, but it's listening to your intuition. Spirit is telling you, after all this time, all these things you've been through, you got to learn how to trust your spiritual team. You have to learn when they have your best interests at hand, even if it seems like at the time that's going on, that everything is going south, everything is going to the left, things are happening that, you never would believe, what's happening. You still have to trust that everything is going to work out. Because sometimes, like, what do they say? Things got to fall apart for them to fall together. That type of stuff. Okay, let's clarify. So we've got received here. This is from your person. Let me see what Spirit is saying. Give me one more card, please. Okay, so we got the fifth dimension. You and this person are together in the fifth dimension. They're receiving guidance from Spirit, okay, on how to move through this situation. They're listening to what is being said. And then we've got what's being said. And then we've got the perspective card. It says better off, happiness. They're clearing their headspace. They realize that they're better off after all the things that that they've been through. See, look, Spirit's telling you, rock on solo dolo. This is about you being okay, knowing that you're going to be okay. Whether you single or you with somebody else, there's a needs to go through spiritual healing. Okay, you know who that is. Throw it to the side. Okay, so this is about the both of you gaining clarity on how to work together in this connection, right? Compromise. How to put, the relationship and each other first, okay? So it says undefined, okay? You're sharing energy, time, and maybe even intimacy, but no one's naming what this is. If you feel uncertain, it's because the foundation is unclear. But that's why you're going slow, right? Because if you're going fast, that's when this card is a fucking problem, okay? Then we have sharing space. It says whether it's moving in or feeling like home in each other's presence, you're aligning on a domestic level, all right? Like I said, you got something amazing coming your way, but you can't allow your impatience to mess it up, okay? Or to try to rush yourself through it, okay? All right, so let's get some messages from Spirit first. Then we're going to get some messages from your person, okay? Okay, so we have scales of balance. It says seek equilibrium in love and career, harmonizing your inner scale to weigh decisions with both heart and mind. So this is just about you having balance in every area of your life. It's also about balancing out your life. Like I told you, you don't need to be going balls to the wall, just working yourself to death, trying to forget about this new person and doing stuff like that. You can't do things that are throwing you into an imbalance, because if you do that, you showing Spirit that you're not ready for this person to come in, okay? Then we've got making plans, because you gotta have space. You gotta make space for them, just like they gotta make space for you. You see, they trying to work on their coin to get it up even more, because they know you coming. That's one of the ways they're making space for you, okay? Then we've got making plans. It says chart your course with intention. The future is yours to design and navigate, all right? So it's all up to you, the other things, not the love life when the person comes in, okay? Then we've got Valley of Shadows. It says step into the enveloping Valley of Shadows. Here, fears are faced, and the courage is forged in dimly lit paths, okay? So it's just about you going through this, going through this situation and learning what you can learn from it, taking your time, doing the things you need to do to prepare yourself for this person that's coming in, okay? And then we got one card. This card was sticking out of the deck, and so I'm pulling it. So it says, walking unscathed. It says you were unfortunate. A trap was laid, but your wisdom kept you from falling into it, okay? I feel like a lot of you, this could talk about that twin trying to come back and you being like, hell no, If it hadn't happened yet, like I told you, it's gonna happen. So you know your answer, right? Hell no. Even if you don't want to be with the soulmate, hell no, I don't want to be. I don't want to go through that bullshit no more. Okay. All right. So now we are going to get some messages from your person. Let's see what they want to tell you. I'm gonna use these cards because I used them last week and I really like them. Okay, so we have career showing up. It says, it might be a while before we get to meet because I'm totally focused on my career right now. I told you that coin card, the material world. We got jaded. I swear I talked about this a lot in the Aries read. So if you got Aries placements, you might want to go watch that Aries read. It says, I'm not at a place in my life where I can provide love to a partner because I'm still stuck in the past. Remember I told you some of that negative stuff that was showing up? Yeah. Okay. Let me get one more. It says separation. Even though we're not together right now, our separation is only temporary. We've already had so many lifetimes together and we have so many more to come. Okay. So you can't put a stopwatch on this. You can't look at the clock and you know, try to get it to work. You just gotta do what you need to do. Focus on you, be the best you can be and enjoy your life. Stop sitting around waiting on this person to come in. I used to tell y'all the same thing about the twin. Those of you that wanted to be with the twin, stop waiting on fucking people to come in. Live your life, because every day that passes by, you cannot fucking get it back. You cannot get it back. So stop waiting like, oh, my life's going to begin when this person comes. No, your life is going on now. Because like me, I be everywhere. You see I be going everywhere. You see the twin flame reading, I'm gone. I'm starting to go. And it's going to pick up. I'm going to go even more. The further I get into, because I'm like, I have to live my life. I can't put my life on hold for somebody when I don't know when the fuck they gonna show up. And when you wait, and I feel like that makes it worse, because this person, you know, we don't know what the fuck is going on. Like I said, it's gonna be different for all, you know, for everybody, what is happening with their person. So we've got, I won't ever give up on you. We have my mind and my heart always belong to you. And then we have, I want to be with you forever. Okay. All right. Let's get some more messages. Okay. We have, I want you to be happy, even if that means being without me. Since I met you, I have more energy to push towards my goals. Okay. Then we have, my greatest wish is to make you smile and feel safe around me. Your body is a piece of art and your soul is a piece of heaven. Let me tell you this. Anywhere you got some weaknesses in your armor, and what I mean by that, any area of your life, like if you got money issues, you need to focus on that. If you need to be finding a new place to stay, you need to focus on that. If you're trying to get another car, you need to focus on that. It's like all these things, there are always ways in which you can better yourself. Because this, like I told you, this is about you standing in your power, knowing your worth. Because when you stand toe to toe with this person, it's going to be like, I'm coming to be with you because I want to be with you, not because I need anything from you. And if this don't work out, I know I can walk away and I'm financially stable. I got a motherfucking car. I got a place to stay. I can take care of me. That's what this is about. So that you're making better decisions, because I feel like some of them decisions you was making with these people had to do with things that you were lacking. And I'm not saying it's any type of gold digger thing or anything like that, but sometimes, you know, you find yourself in a damn bind, and then all of a sudden it's somebody that you like, and you like, okay, 2 + 2 is, is 4. Then I'm finna go. You see what I'm saying? So, this is about you, like I said, standing on your own 2 feet. And so even if it's a thing of you get together with this person, maybe you don't want to spend every night with them. Maybe you want to have your own fucking place to stay, where you spend a couple of nights with them, and then you take your ass to your own house where you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Think about that. You know, you have your own place, your own space. And when you have that type of firm foundation, you move differently. You're more discerning, because you're not looking for, this person ain't got no, you know what I'm saying, no leverage on you. And I don't mean that this is somebody that's going to come in and do that, but it's like you walk differently when you know someone. If I do this, and I'm living with them, and this they place, what if they kick me out? These are the things that go through your mind, right? But if you got your own shit and you don't like something that happened, Look, it give you a license to get wild when you want to get wild, and there are no repercussions because you can go to, look, you can get in your own motherfucking car, go to your own motherfucking house, and count your own goddamn coin. That's what I'm talking about, okay? And that this person knows that they can't hold no leverage over you and be like, well, you know, if you don't want to act right, then I ain't gonna give you no money, or you know what I'm saying? Not to say that they're gonna do that, but Spirit is trying to stop these types of unhealthy dynamics from going on, or to even open the door to anything like that, right? That's the point in this. That's the point in you standing on your own 2 feet, right? So that you can move the way Taurus like to move. Because like I said, you about your money, you about your shit, you about your motherfucking life. So if you want to be stubborn, you can be stubborn all fucking day long. That's what I say. So you can be exactly who you are. Because remember, I told you this relationship is about authenticity, about you being who you truly are. And when you stand in your power, that's when you can let your hair down. You can relax and be like, bitch, I'm here. This is who I am. Either you can fucking deal with it or you can't. Because I say that all the time. Even about people that come to the channel. Either you can deal with me or you can't. I understand that I'm not for everybody, and I'm sure y'all understand that about yourselves too. But you don't want everybody in your life. You want those special people, right? That see you and love you, and you see them and you love them, and it's a beautiful fucking thing. That's what we're looking for. It's just the soul tribe, right? And that includes your soulmate, okay? But it's about you being able to move in a way that is very, oh my gosh, what is the word? To move in a way that is very, just, you know, you can do whatever it is you want. It's like, let me give you an example. It's like the difference between working for somebody and working for yourself, right? That was always my thing. I never liked working for other people. And I always had a problem with people trying to tell me what to do. And it wasn't the fact that they had to do that, because you have bosses, but it was how they were doing it. Because I'm the type of person where if it's a situation like that, there's a right way and there's a wrong way, you know? And I'm always the type of person that where I believe that if you got 10 people on the team, you can't use the same management strategy with every fucking single person, because there are some people that you're going to need to stand over them and be like, okay, I need you to do this, but you're going to have to stand there while they do it because they need extra attention. Then you got people that was like me, where I'm like, just tell me what you want me to do and then walk away and I will do it, right? I don't need you standing over me. I am self-sufficient, okay? I'm a self-starter. I never needed anybody to do anything beyond give me the fucking directions on what it is you want done and then just leave me and let me do it, okay? So that's why, you know, for me, I always knew I could work for myself, because you have to be a self-starter. You have to, because you ain't got no boss, right? You your boss. So if you ain't got nobody standing over you, so the people that have folks standing over them, they can't be no fucking entrepreneur. Because if somebody just give them a whole bunch of time and there's nobody standing over them because they their own boss, ain't shit gonna get done. You see what I'm saying? So I just never liked that, because some people that were in management, it wasn't everybody. Sometimes you would meet some very effective managers, but some managers, they just didn't know how to manage, and they would either micromanage every fucking body or be completely loose with everybody. And then the people who were disciplined and did what they were supposed to do without being told twice would have to take the hit for the people who didn't do shit, okay? And so that type of shit, I just never liked that. And I don't like being lumped in with everybody, because I know when I do my shit, I'm going to do it to the max, because that's just the type of person that I've always been, okay? Not to say anybody that's doing anything differently, not looking down on them, but I'm just saying that's the way I move. But there was people that worked at, will work at the same companies that I worked at, that didn't give a shit about how they did things and how it what happened. And so if you're working as a team with this person, you end up looking like a goddamn fool, because they ain't caring, but you motherfucking caring. And sometimes the managers didn't care to tell who was doing what and who wasn't. So because of that, I was just like, I can't do this. I was like, this corporate shit and this bullshit is just not for me. Okay? I was like, I got to have my own stuff where ain't nobody messing with me. So that's why I had to get this together. I had to get this together. I needed to work for myself because I just, anything where I'm able to work for myself, I'm good. I always excel at it. Always excel at it because I don't need nobody standing over me. Okay? But like I said, the people that need that, those are the people that can work and be the sheep and work climb the corporate ladder and all that kind of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not my thing, right? So I'm saying all of this to say that was one area for me this past year that I had to fix because I was unhappy. I was unhappy. The shit I was doing and working and listening and these rules and other. Don't like it. So I kept on. I was determined until I got myself back to what it is I love to do, what I was put here to do. And so if you got any issues like that, where you want something like I said, for some of you, you may need a car, right? You know you need to get something new. You got to get out there and get the money or do whatever it is you got to do in order to make that happen. You need to make sure you do that. You need to sew up all the little areas you got going on. Or those of you who, you in hermit mode and you've been in hermit mode all this damn year, it's time to get your ass out the house and start going somewhere, right? You don't need nobody to go nowhere. I'm telling you, I've been all over the motherfucking world. And the majority of the trips I've taken some with other people, but the majority of them have been by myself. And I had a motherfucking ball because I always meet people. I always talk to folks. So what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to learn how to live your life and love your life on your own before Spirit is going to bring somebody into your life, because this is about you standing as yourself and you loving your authentic self. Because how you going to know who you are, what you want, the type of person, your needs and your wants and all these things, if you don't spend time with yourself and do all these things we're talking about and get yourself together and put your life together the way you want it to, want to. Because some people don't even know if they want to work, they want their own business, or they want to work for somebody else, or they may be working for somebody else and want their own business like I did. But you just may not have gotten to it yet. Now is the time, while you're not in nothing with anybody, for you to be focusing on that. Because while I'm doing this, to be honest, I ain't got time for nobody right now, because I'm trying to bring this up. It's like Atlas holding the fucking world up. It's like I just picked it up off the ground and I'm trying to extend my arms all the way up with it. So I understand the reasons why I'm not with anybody right now. Spirit is trying to give me a chance to sort myself out, and I feel like they're doing the same thing for you. You just have to identify those areas where you got to fix your shit and get to fixing. Because the quicker you can do that, the more stable you become. It builds your confidence. It does all these things. Because I'm telling you, baby, you can't fucking tell me nothing now. Because I be all happy about my channel every fucking day. I be like, thank you, God, that I don't have to get in my car and go nowhere if that's not what I want to do. I was telling my dad today, when we were talking on the phone, I said, I can sit in my drawers all day long if that's what I want to do. And he started laughing. I said, yeah. I said, there is fucking power in that shit to know if I just want to sit here all day long and not do nothing all day, nobody can say anything to me. Nobody can take my job. Nobody can write me up. Nobody can do any of that stuff. I mean, I gotta work and do my stuff. But like I said, I always been the type of person that can do that. I told you, Spirit have to make me stop sometimes. I told you, they'll literally show me cards in the deck. I'll get ready to pick up the cards and they be like yesterday, I picked up the deck to ask them a question. The card that turned over, it was like, take a break. They're telling me to chill out. They telling me I need to stop, because I always been like that. But like I said, this is about the time, Taurus, I'm telling you these things because this is the time for you to play towards your strengths and figure out what's going to make you happy, what's going to give you the best life, so that when you meet this person, you already happy. They just the fucking cherry on top. But you and your life, that's the sundae. That's the actual cake, right? Your person is just the icing or the sprinkles on top of it, if you like sprinkles on your cake. They are just the little things. You are the whole thing. So that even if that person isn't there, you still good. Okay? You get me? You feel me? You hear what I'm telling you? So be excited. This is a beautiful time of your life. This is the time where you can ask for anything you want. You just can't control your love life. But anything else you want, you can ask for it. And if you take the actions and do what they're telling you to do, you'll get it. Okay? So focus on that. Don't worry about this. We talking about it every week. I'm not going nowhere. I'm here for y'all. I'm in them comments if you know you got questions and stuff like that. But start to pour into you, because that's the problem. We always looking for love out here. I tell y'all this all the time. We always looking for the love on the outside. But what our soul wants is the love from us. Because that's what's it's gonna be like a damn waterfall. It's like when your cup is overflowing and you loving the hell out of yourself, that's when the person's gonna come in and reflect that love right back to you. Okay? Hey, let's finish the rest of these cards. So we've got I'm 100%, I'm ready to commit to you 100%. Then we have I just want to be with you, period. We've got I need to be with you. And then we've got I won't ever stop loving you. Okay? And then hold on. Okay, we have forgiveness here. It says, allow healing waters to wash away the pain of the past. Then we have benefit of the doubt. It says, give your relationship a chance. Then we have spirit soul path. It says a personal evolution within your relationship. Memento, a gift from someone special, so that your person could actually be coming to give you a gift. And psychic connection. It says your communication goes beyond mere words, okay? All right, Taurus, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Taurus.